Hello and welcome back to my channel, the Liverpool FC TV. And I hope I find you all good whichever part of the world that you live in. In this video, I'm going to take a look at the pre-season games and do a review, a player that is leaving Liverpool and a possible another player exiting the door from Anfield. And also the Alexander Isak saga. So let's break it all down and take a look. But first, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Please hit that like button and please post a comment. So after 5 games, Liverpool won 4, lost 1. Scored goals, conceded goals. What did we learn? Well, as a supporter, I think very little. A lot of players got good game time. There was good rotation. There was players put in different positions to trial. All good for Arne Slot as the season is approaching just over a week away. But overall, yes, there were some good bits. But there's going to take time for the new recruits to settle in. Especially Hugo Ekitike. He looks good. But he needs time. He needs more practice and training with his teammates. And he needs more match fitness. But the conceding of the goals does worry me. But I'll discuss that in my next video about the FA Community Shield 2025 showdown coming up at the weekend. But as far as I'm concerned, all in all, it was a good performance all round. And obviously spectators enjoyed it and people watching on TV. So we now know that Darwin Núñez is leaving Liverpool. Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal have agreed with Liverpool to buy him for 53 million euros with add-ons. So it's a shame that he's going, but when you look back, he did try hard, but he didn't really hit the mark. And obviously with Hugo Ekitike coming in, competition is going to be fierce of who is going to be wearing the number 9 shirt. So he's out the door, just like Luis Diaz has gone. Jarell Quansah's gone. So we've got some money in the bank to spend money on other players. And I don't think Liverpool have stopped in the transfer market, even though we've got a few weeks to go before it ends on the 1st of September. But another player that could be going out the door is Harvey Elliott. RB Leipzig and Tottenham Hotspur have both declared interest in signing the midfielder. So we'll have to wait and see on this one, whether he does go or he does stay. Now, the Alexander Isak saga. Well, what's going on at Newcastle? There's turmoil. Alexander Isak's done himself no favours. But then again, now there's Newcastle. Newcastle said to Liverpool when they inquired about him, he's not for sale. And then they put a price tag on his head of £150 million. So Alexander Isak went to the club and said, well, if you price me at that, you raise my wages to reflect that. Of course, Newcastle can't do that, because if they do, they're going to open a can of worms. Cause a lot of problems with the players. Because if Isak gets an increase, other players will want an increase. And if they don't get an increase, then you can have disharmony. And that means players aren't going to be playing 100% for the club. And they've got a rosy future. They did well in the league last season. They won the Carabao Cup. They're in Europe this year. Champions League. So they don't want to spoil it. And also, the recent tour of the Far East by Newcastle, they left Isak behind. And what did Alexander Isak do? Well, him and his support crew went to Real Sociedad, his previous club, and trained on his own. Lo and behold, manager Eddie Howe found out through the media this had happened. So since Newcastle have returned back to the northeast, Alexander Isak has been told not to turn up and train with the first team squad. Keep away. If the first team squad train in the morning, he's got to turn up in the afternoon and train by himself. He wasn't even invited to the family barbecue that took place on Wednesday, UK time, for all the first team players, the wives, girlfriends and family. He has really isolated himself by doing that. And Eddie Howe is a good manager, but he doesn't like nonsense. He won't accept it. So, where does Newcastle go from here? Well, they've tried hard this summer to sign players, strikers. Ekitike was on their list. They missed out on him. He went to Liverpool. But at the moment, they're interested in Benjamin Šeško from RB Leipzig. They put a bid in, and so did Manchester United. But since then, Newcastle have increased their bid, higher than Man U's. But the player himself, Šeško, has said he prefers to go to Old Trafford over St James's Park. So again, Newcastle could be losing out. However, if Newcastle do sign him, this might be the release clause for Isak to get away from the club. He's told the club he wants to pursue other interests, which means he doesn't want to stay. So maybe this might be his way out. If Newcastle don't sign a striker, then Isak has got to eat humble pie and stay at Newcastle, make it up with his teammates, put on the black and white shirt, make sure that he's committed and really goes out there, rolls his sleeves up and works hard. But we all know how committed the Newcastle supporters are. They're fanatical. They won't remember this in time going on, but at the moment they will. And they'll let him know. It won't be very pleasant when he's playing at St James's Park. They'll let him know. They'll give him stick. And everywhere he goes, they'll tell him. You know, they are loyal fans and they don't want to be treated like this, and they won't accept a player acting the way he has been. So we'll have to wait and see. But if they do sign a striker and Isak is allowed to leave, well, Liverpool, they've already had one bid of £110 million rejected, and now we're just waiting on to see if Liverpool make a second bid, or are they going to pull out of the deal completely? That remains to be seen, so we'll have to watch this space. So that's it for now, but tune in for my next video where I'll be doing the preview to, as I said, the FA Community Shield. I want to talk about good points and bad points, especially the conceding goals. The two we conceded against Atletico Bilbao. And with the season just over a week away, what we expect and who we expect to start the game on Sunday at Wembley, and also who could be in contention for the first team game next Friday against Bournemouth. So for now, take care and goodbye.